Good morning. Today is June the 5th, and I'm wearing a bug net because the bugs are bad again. At least this time I'm not going to get bit up as much. So what we're doing today, there's an area that we have thought that at least in the recent past the three have been in. We're going in there today. May be doable, may not. The terrain is going to be kind of tricky, but we're going to try and get in as far as we can. Hopefully we'll find some signs of activity. If we don't, I may concentrate area efforts in other areas next week going forward, but that is the plan for today. We are going to get moving and hopefully we can get in there. If we can do a live stream like we did the last time we were deep in, I'd like to do that as well if we have a signal. We'll find out. Okay, we're back at our initial point of entry. We have stumbled through all the undergrowth and we are making our way around a pond. We've been around a few times looking for tracks again, mostly anything new, but what we are going to do is head into the thick stuff over there and attempt to cross through some fairly thick underbrush. Hopefully not overly over a hill. Maybe I can find a less steep route this time rather than the time 2 years ago, and we can get, I'm already seeing moose tracks by the way, but getting to a pond that I flew over 2 weeks ago. It's a couple hundred yards. If I remember right, I have to cross a stream. So I don't know how much has rained here in the last 4 to 5 days. I know it was raining and cold as cold could be last week. I haven't put that video up. It wasn't really a lot because the conditions were such that hands kept getting cold and numb. It was a weird day in between lovely days in the 60s that never got out of the 30s, and a lot of cold, wet rain. And although I did layer for winter weather, drizzling rain ate through my fleece and I was starting to soak through, and the last time that happened I had a minor case of hypothermia, which is, as I said last time, if you've never been hypothermic, it's very easy to underestimate the danger you're in, because you'll start to shiver uncontrollably and effectively, I wonder if I could just go through there because it's looking more. Thing is, the pond is over that way. I'm going to try that first. I may have to do this a few times, but I more or less know the overall direction. I mean, this looks okay, but I know that further in, when you get to the trees further over there, if you can, let's see if I can zoom in. And you can see it gets thicker. That is where it gets a lot denser, and that's where the fun may or may not begin. I may be able to get there easily. I may discover a point that's easier to go navigationally than I did the last time. I was kind of doing that with a fellow colleague. We were kind of talking at the time, so I may have been distracted. There is a big moose track. That is warranting. That's a big moose track right there. That warrants some respect. So we're about to go through some, I'll just use the word interesting navigation to hopefully find that pond without too much trouble, and then I may or may not break out my compass this time because we are heading into an, we're already where I am now is already fairly deep in. So where I'm going is going to go deeper in. Now, I generally know the directions and I wouldn't be overly lost. I mean, if it actually came to my having trouble getting out, I would basically effectively just get my feet wet and go through the stream and suck it up. But so if I remember right, last time we went in here, and you effectively can go up a hill. That was also god-awful because you had a lot of undergrowth and slapping you in the face. And if you saw my video from a few weeks ago where I overlanded into the middle bog, not unlike that, and a couple of you commented that that looked god-awful, and it was. Just to clear up any misconceptions, it was basically a suckfest to get through there. But I got through there, and I can see the clearing over there. It probably is not more than a couple hundred yards. It's just a matter of how much play you have to put into getting in there. Which, when you have a whole lot of down trees and things in your way, and undergrowth, that is easy to underestimate. I'm not going to do that. I am going to, as I get my feet established in here, travel in that direction and attempt to avoid the hill, because I don't think you need, now I was looking at the terrain and the general direction, so unless I'm completely wrong, you may not need to go to the hill to get to the meadow, which would be my ultimate goal, because a big wide open space like that way the hell in here is pretty damn good cover for them, and a lot of the reason why I suspect that's what they did, at least for 2 years. They may not be here now, but how the hell do I get around this? Alright, let's... hold on. I'm going to take a break for a minute. I have to do some navigation. All right, we're back. We're in the undergrowth. So far, we have not jumped the stream. We're able to shove our way through grabber bushes, which are proving to be their usual charming selves. Heading towards what looks like an overall clearing on this side of the stream, if that's possible. As this is not something I've accomplished before, I am winging this to an extent. I know the general direction I need to go, I just don't. It's been 2 years though, so I'm not totally cognizant of the level of obstacles I may or may not hit. We're coming up on the thicker stuff, I think. And there may have been an element of terrain factor. This may go radically downhill. Not situationally, but terrain-wise. There was, at one point, a rather steep extent. I think it was on the other side. When you cross the stream and you get to the end of that. I could be wrong. Hopefully it's possible I can just get to the pond on this side and then figure out a way to cross on the other side, but let's... So looking ahead, that's either a complete deception or I might be able to claim victory in about 100 yards. I may be wrong. Because again, this stuff gets... We've hit kind of a thick patch. I can maybe sneak around this tree and I'm wrong. But I do look to have some stuff to climb over here, or I can go around this root ball right here. And what's that like? A little deep, but doable. Again, terrain. The annoyance being, as though I can complain, I can't necessarily see where I put my feet. So I don't like that. That's when you twist ankles and things. I'm not exactly next door to the car, so. And now I've got branches grabbing my head net. We're on the cusp of something, but the hill factor is rearing its head, so we need to assess our situation. So the reason why it looks open is because it's rather steep. So, shit. That gets real thick too, so really don't want to go up the hill. I may not have a choice. Crap. Alright. There was a way to do this where, you know what I'm going to do? I actually just remembered something from the last time. It's like one of those things where you go all the way through hell and back and then you realize there was a way around the corner that was that much easier. So we're going to fall back and let me do a time check real quick. All right, we're going to fall back and attempt to reverse that effort, and that will place there's literally a deer fly on my camera. No respect. Yeah, we're going to fall back and do that, and this is why we didn't go this way in the first place. 2 years later, we remember we're going to fall back and fall back to the first pond, and we are going to assess. I've always said this place was hard to get into, and it is. I knew there were going to be bugs today. That is not a consideration, but getting through, minus a federal arson charge, I would love nothing more. Alright, so we're back. We had a little camera malfunction there. Possibly my fault. I'm not going to blame the camera, but we are fighting our way backward with very limited success. I got cornered though, and like this undergrowth is like really a pain in the ass. So we're going to go around it as best we can. This way it seems to come to an end, hopefully before we hit the stream, or at least hit a climbable point where we can get there. I can jump here. The thing is, you can see it's a scramble over there, number one, and number two, I don't know necessarily where I would get back over here, and really can't complain though, because I knew this was going to be a bitch, and so far it's proving me right. I guess we can like kind of do a couple of step overs here and hopefully not die. I still more or less know where I am. I also don't want to lose a sense of direction. And no, you cannot have my tree or my hat or my pack or my bug net, despite your best efforts, you son of a bitch. So now we're along the stream, working our way back to some degree. And yes, very reminiscent of a couple of weeks ago. Now we could jump this and scramble that, but I think there is an easier way. Again, I think. We don't get in there again today. It's not the end of the world. The effort is kind of the adventure for the day. But the one ironic benefit of the deep undergrowth is the fact it's keeping the damn deer flies away. They can't really get at you in here as well. It breaks them up. But we are going to fall back and punt. Once I'm near the wood line, I'm going to come out. I'm going to take a segment break to save on camera battery, and which I can basically see. We didn't go that far in. It just gets really thick really quick, and I'm going to look for an easier way in. My concern being, if I go through that way and actually do make it, I have to make it then again out. And if I don't have a sense of direction, I'd like to do it before nightfall. Amazingly, I haven't lost my sunglasses. But I see the tree line. We are going to step over this stick, find a clear line out, and from there assess plan B, basically. So I can basically do an angle grabber bush tripwire assisted beeline back to the opening here, and there's a spot around the corner. You still have to go uphill, but it looks a little more open. So once you're up on that, you have a bit more of a maybe clear path back. when the ground's more level, you don't have to do a crazy ascent in the all right, so I'm going to force my way through since I'm sick of grabber bushes trying to trip me, and come out where we more or less came in, trying not to trip and die, which is starting to piss me off, frankly. Okay, so these bushes really do need to die. They're massively annoying. Okay, so we are going to take a break, reassess our positioning, and try again. So effort number one, a deer fly infested swing and a miss. We'll be back. All right, I'm back, killing a deer fly. We're going to have a slight change in plans. I think I found a game trail that might... I'm doing this with the full knowledge that I may still run up against the hill factor, but we're coming at a different angle. That doesn't look quite as deep. Maybe just a matter of finding the right angle, because I'm going to... It's still like 100 yards or 100 meters, 200 meters. Hard to discern, but if I can angle over that way... Oh, lovely, I got blood. Sweet. Those little SOBs got me. So that'll be the fun when I get home, to see how many bug bites I have. When I didn't notice, because I'm too busy trying not to kill myself with this stuff. But bug whining aside, make another approach from this way and see if there's a better angle. If not, plan C becomes plan B again. And because the problem is, it's just really, if it's thick and the same stuff, I'm going to turn around and abandon this, and it looks like that might be the case. Again, you may get in there, but you have a sense of the way in. You don't have a sense of the way out, and I don't want to be in that position. And I'm going to go as far as those two trees through all this lovely grabber bush nonsense and see if it gets better. If it does not, then it's already looking like crap. I will opt for plan B, because I already see a down tree, but maybe I can... Jesus Christ. Those bushes truly do need to die. Or maybe I can force my way through this and get closer. Step over one. So the question is, can I kind of just work through these two, or does this become an undergrowth maze of deadfall that wants to break my leg? I really hate these bushes, and we're getting as far in as we were. So, sons of bitches. I'm going to get to where it looks thick, assess the steepness, and if that doesn't work, we're going with plan C. Ah, you sons of bitches, stop grabbing at my feet. I will destroy you all. All right. Fun is... So I can travel through this, angle that way, make some element of progress. Again, maybe get near the hillside. Let's see if there's an angle here, but it's getting steep already. We're at the hillside. That gets thick. This does not. Let's kind of go around this tree and see if there's, maybe there's like a funneled but more gradual way in that I can utilize better. Stop that. All right, I'm going to, I guess this is worthy, minus the 2 or 3 deer flies on the camera at any given time. It is so far still level ground, so yes, it's not impassable yet. And I actually see a way through that's not crazy steep yet, if I can just keep a relatively straight line of navigation going. This could prove to be another example of overlooking the easiest way for the hardest way possible, unless it turns into a sudden fall off, which I've ruled out, but at least we didn't kill ourselves quite as much this time, if I do admit defeat, because we're like right at the crux of 1, 2, 3. Go around the big boulder. And looks like it gets steep again though. We're going to go this way and cut through here. But even so, maybe there's a way to descend in, because at the middle bog there was. So, still want to go this way, because it still seems fairly gradual still and passable. Because if they were coming in and out of here, there's got to be a way that's relatively level or passable, or they are mountain goats in two-legged form. And the amount of deer flies around my head right now are nauseating. Now it's getting steep again, but I can still pass, so I'm going to keep going. Maybe there's a way to angle in here. You're getting a fun wood scramble for a video, if nothing else. Mud, look for tracks. Broken tree. Still passable, so on delay. And you have a big enough opening at the other pond that I have a basic discernible landmark to fall back to, so again, I'm not going to even attempt to count the number of deer flies, but I may, let's see. Let's get down here and get a better. Good God, there's a lot of fucking deer flies in here. Stay at angle. I do see an opening, so the question just is, what does it open up to? Is that our meadow? Because that would be dead center what I want. And I just got to remember the way back without killing myself. So this does look like it opens up, I think. Emphasis on I think. So, well, just remember the way you came, more or less. Now we're encountering steepness, but if it's doable. More We are near the stream, so we're not lost. Question is, does this open up, or are we just basically laboring under a false reading, as I'm starting to think we are. Do I do... We can still keep going down, though. Does that actually empty out into something, or just more stinking trees? Because it looks like more stinking trees. I was really hoping to claim victory on the meadow, but it just looks like more trees. I mean, there is a basic easy way back, easy enough for... I did say it was hard to get in here, though, did I not? I don't think I'm wrong. Thing is, if I can get down to level ground, maybe I can see a way through die grabber bush. Thing is, we can keep going, and it's basically still fairly doable. Oh. I think. Come out on this. And again, Jesus, the amount of freaking deer flies. My apologies to the religious. Where the fuck does this come out? If they do hang out in here, they are getting bug bit to no end, and I don't see a fucking opening, son of a bitch. I am open to... I'm not seeing an opening, that's my frustration. For tracks, moss dense as it is, I am... Remember how you got here, just case in fucking point, damn deer flies. I found another moose trail. I don't see a hole though. Interestingly enough, though, I do see hunter's tape, so I respect somebody out here that is far out to go hunting. Let me go back and around this. If there's a clearer way to go through. And I do see an opening, I think. Now, bear in mind, I don't know how. Let's see if I can get out to it, if that's even an opening. If it's not, I'm going to fall back. You can so kiss my ass. So... it is the stream. Which I assume flows into the meadow, because the meadow does have a big thing going through it, one would think. So we're now directly parallel to the stream again, so I more or less know where I am. And I do have to admit that getting in here is proving to be more of a bitch than I anticipated. So I can't climb up that. Not easily. Let's come up to the stream and assess. Well, you wanted new country, you have it. So there is, I think, and I emphasize, I think, a hole over on the other side, but you do have to cross this to get there. Yep, you do. We're going through. I think. I may just get my feet wet. Might be the path of least nonsense. Because I am right literally, I think, at... Does that open up, or is that just another, or is that just another illusion? It's more fucking trees. Son of a bitch! I got a fucking deer fly biting me right when I can't reach, bastard. I need to fall back or go up there. Shit. I don't know where I am proportionate to that pond, which would be... We're going to go in around and up, and if I get my feet wet, so be it. I no longer care. I got to get up there. And if you're asking, do I have a way back? Not entirely. I don't. But if I'm this far in and I can get up here... Of course, this is exactly what I really didn't want to fucking do. I've lost my sunglasses. Briefly. No, I didn't. But I am going to secure them rather than lose them. So, while we're on the lowlands here, I am going to walk over here, see if I can see a line of sight, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't see it. Honestly, I think it's further over that way. I need to get up the hill to, I think, approach the pond. Because I'd rather do that with a way to walk back than get to the meadow and then figure it out from there. Because I think from here, I can backtrack to the other pond. I'm more or less not that far. I've been. I'd forgotten how much this hill sucks as I drag a stick around my ankle up the tree. Okay. And it's probably a really funny time to do this. But if anyone who sees me doing this, you know, I thought I just tore my head net open. Anyone sees me doing this, covering this ground, and would like to like and subscribe, go for it. Where is that mother effing pond? So it's official, there is no simple way there from the low ground. You gotta go high, and even then, to find a more open spot to get a look. Like if I can get out here again. Something behind me. I might be being followed. Hold on. Hello, hello. That would be interesting. Something in the low ground. Not unless it's ever undercover. Okay. Back to the original plan. We are going to go up and around. It looks like up there may be an opening where I'm hoping the pond is. And I can at least get a relative positional idea of where I am. At least the way down is down. Not continuing uphill once I get up here. But again, the chances of my sneaking up on someone crashing through this grabber's shit is non-existent. So if they know I'm here, and that was one of them. Okay, so all right, I think I positionally know where I am. About to wreck a spider's house. Sorry, my friend. Why does it seem like every time I get to a point where I can see out, it just turns into hilly, deeply forested crap? All I want is a spot I can look out from with authority and see what I'm looking at. Definitely earning our lack of monetization today. Hey, look, it just keeps going up. Awesome. So, let's see. The thing is, if you go by way of the stream and you cross the stream, you won't get too lost because that falls back out to and intersects with the other pond. Keeping with the folkloric saying of Bigfooters that they follow the streams, which is one of my guiding research principles. I want to get up to this bluff. any thinner though. Fuck.